January 28th, 2019. And it's 11:30 in the morning, approximately. I'm going to go over some of the mindfulness homework, because definitely the homework worksheets are beneficial. So we'll start with the first one. It's cool because you do them over and over as you go through. If you're lucky enough to go through it more than one time, you get to go through the whole same thing one more time. Oh yeah, speaking of, my full disclosure, permissions, warning, etc. is January 22nd videos 1 through 3. But I always say that I'm not a counselor. You watch at your own risk. I'm just a consumer of the services, giving my experience, my feedback, my take on it, how it went for me. So, mindfulness is taking control of our minds, for our minds don't take control of us. And this is Mindfulness Worksheet 1. So it's about wise mind. Talks about Marshall Linehan in 1993 describes 3 primary states of mind: reasonable mind, emotion mind, and wise mind. So for now, we don't say reasonable mind, we say reasoning mind. Reasoning mind, it's like your Spock mind. So, reasoning mind, emotion mind, and wise mind. We're using our reasoning mind when we're thinking rationally, logically, attending to facts, and being planful when we're planning. We're in emotion mind when our thinking and behavior is controlled primarily by our current emotional state. In the content, it gets into, in the emotion regulation section, it tells actually the biological reason for having emotions in the first place, which is to cause us to act. So, you might think of emotion state as being our most primitive. It's just the biological trigger to cause action, and reasoning mind is the filter. Bet you could even follow it through the brain path, like one of those electrical map things. We're in emotion state when our thinking and behavior is controlled primarily by our current emotional state. When we're in emotion mind, reasoning thinking is difficult and facts can become distorted. Same with if you're in too much reasonable mind, the idea is to be in between. Acting from only reasonable mind can lead to problems, as can acting from only emotion mind. I think this gets rewritten in the next version of the book. Wise mind helps us make sense of our thoughts and feelings and come up with a balanced and wise response. So there's the thingy, it's the circle. One side is reasoning mind, one side is emotion mind, and where they overlap is wise mind. That's your best place. There's other things that you could add in, obviously, that would overlap. So, and then in the box, it's like reasoning mind. What are the facts? What am I thinking I should do? What advice would I give to a friend? Or what would a caring friend say to me? Is this really as important as it seems? What evidence is there about what I think is likely to happen? Emotion mind. Oh, so you're thinking of a problem or a circumstance. Emotion, and you're going and writing down how you felt about it. So what am I feeling? So you're the problem or circumstance is that you're stopped in traffic. You're stuck on the freeway. You can't go anywhere. There's exhaust in your face. You're late. There's nothing to be done about it. The exit's a long way up. You're just stuck. So your reasonable mind is like, what are the facts? The facts are you're stuck. What am I thinking I should do? Well, you're probably thinking, gosh, it's going to be better if I get unstuck with my car. So I'm just going to have to wait. And what advice would you give to a friend, or what would a caring friend say at this point? They'd just be like, well, try and, do the best that you can at waiting. Don't get all worked up about it. Maybe put in a CD, learn something, listen to some music. Is this really as important as it seems? Well, it is if you're about ready to get fired from your job, maybe because you're late too much, or maybe that's not actually, I mean, I was late, but when I'm going to be late, I just don't show up at all. So it might be important, or maybe you're just like going to hang out with a friend and it's not that important. That's one of the things that you would have to like think, how important is it? What evidence, but they could both feel, when you get to the emotional side, it could be that they feel equally important, whether they're important or not. What evidence is there about what I think is likely to happen? I don't know how to fit that in. So then what am I feeling about being stuck in that traffic and not being able to go? What is leading me to feel this way? What are my feelings prompting me to do? Maybe you're feeling like the best thing because you got so much anxiety from the situation that you're like, let's just jump out of our car and just like start walking towards the next exit. And that's the impulse that you have. That's the urge that you have. That's what your feelings are prompting you to do. Then that's your emotion mind. So wise mind might come in and be like, stop, take a breath. What does wise mind make of this? What's the bigger picture? What will the consequences of my reaction be, short and long term? What's going to be the best response to this situation? Best for me, for others, for the situation? What will be most helpful and effective, all things considered? Obviously, the most helpful thing is just going to be to wait as best as you can. Hope that you don't run out of gas. Hope that, the traffic clears up. Because getting out of your car and walking towards the exit isn't going to do you any good. What are you going to do at the exit? Practicing non-judgmental stance. This is worksheet number 2. So what are judgments? Describing things as good or bad, valuable or worthless, smart or stupid, terrible or wonderful, beautiful or ugly, etc. Describing how things should be or shouldn't be. Describing by comparing or contrasting. What's the usefulness of judgments? They allow for quick descriptions by creating simple categories. They're fast shorthand for describing preferences and consequences. What are some of the problems with the judgments? They often distract from, I just want to go over this, like, where I'm already at 7 minutes, 8 minutes almost. I'm going to do another video.